Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac Show. I said cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. I was brought into this world wrapped up in pearls. I love to mingle, though my husband reminds me I'm not single. I meet and greet both the famous and the elite. I ride in limousines, drinking the finest champagne, wearing furs, dazzling diamond jewelry. A girl can't complain. I live the upscale life, dining in the finest restaurants, eating the best caviar for free. And no matter how much I enjoy myself, they can't charge me.
Welcome back to Cognac's Corner. I'm here with this very prominent doctor. Introduce yourself to the camera, doll.
Dr. Margo CVAR. I have a doctorate from the Harvard Business School, and I own a hedge fund, which now has $1.7 billion under management. I'm a big client of furs. Now, what I'm wearing is from Chanel. You want to talk about the Dennis Basso Show?
Yes, darling. I want to ask you, what did you think of the Dennis Basso Show?
Listen, Dennis is the edge. He's got what, you know, not the normal furrier has. He's got the edge. He's pushing it. He's got people to think about fur with crocodile and fur with fabric and fur. Fine. This year, a little calmer. Last year, he was a little more extreme. So, no.
Because of the corporate end of it, that it has to sell.
Economy. You still have to go to the top of the end in order to get people who want to buy something that's different. Jack Cohen is a sales guy, and Jack is so smart about things. And he always wants to see what you can do with a piece of fabric and a piece of fur and make it edgy. You don't wear a fur now as a fur coat. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be, you know, elitist here, but you don't wear a fur as a fur coat. Now you wear a fur as a dress. Can you wear it at night with nothing else underneath?
I love that.
I mean, this you could wear. I've got a tiny little dress underneath. You could wear this with nothing underneath. You could wear, you know, you want to wear it as a major statement that's a fashion statement with you know, a tiny little camisole underneath. That's hot, right? Is that hot? That gets
absolutely, darling. Absolutely. Yes.
So you tear the fur off, and there's nothing.
What do you think about the PETA people protesting outside while he was having the show inside?
First of all, the furs are typically raised. Let's talk about it from a medical standpoint. The furs are raised in a farm, and they're fed better, and they're reproduced better, and they're treated better than anything in the wild, because you want the fur to look good. So they've got to be fed well. So that means that the fur is treated better for the time, and you know, I mean, and that's the fur that they're using. I'm sorry, but you know, if you want a fur to be used for a great fur coat, you're going to treat that fur like a king, because you want to feed it well and treat it well. You don't cut its head off, and you don't scream, and you don't treat it like some sort of prisoner. You treat it like a king, because
so
that fur creates a great
looks gorgeous.
Yeah. Industry, and people are being fed by this industry, and they're employed by this industry. And if you want to compare it to leather or you know, poultry, these people it's all the same kind of industry. And when people start differentiating and saying, oh, these poor animals, well then don't wear leather boots, and don't wear leather jackets, and don't wear a leather belt, because that means that the animals, the cow is now in question. So how far do you go? Do you go to the fish? as far as we know, a fish doesn't have a sentient
They
behavior.
even have a problem with silk because it comes from a worm. They even have problems with that. For all your comments. We'll be back in a moment, darlings, with more interviews, more fashion. But first, a message from our sponsor, Abaca Fabrics.
fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. I was brought into this world wrapped up in.
This has been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.